What do you think dreams are? Welcome to the Art of Pointless Existence. We made it to another week, episode 27, I think. Thank you for joining me as I document my life, kind of, maybe. That's not really what I do, but it is going to be helpful years from now when I'm looking back at exactly where my life went downhill. Maybe we can map that out with these over the course of this year and the time ahead. Hopefully, I look back at them and I see just kind of like how I improved over the years. But I don't have that kind of confidence, so we'll see what happens. This week, I kind of want to do something a little bit different. I want to ask a question that I'm going to kind of talk about to myself, and I would like for you to comment your answers if you want. You don't have to, clearly. I can't force you to do anything. Or can I? Anyway, now this week I wanted to ask the question, what do you think dreams are? You know, nighttime dreams, not like dreams and aspirations, like actually maybe one day making money off of something that I enjoy doing, you know, kind of a hopeless endeavor at the moment is what it feels like sometimes. But again, that's just me being kind of down on myself, and it happens. It's okay to be down on yourself sometimes, as long as you're optimistic that you'll pick yourself back up and get right back a moving. I don't know what that was. I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah, what do you think dreams are? Because lately I've had a bit of an issue where my dreams almost every single night are so real and so vivid. I wake up not fully comprehending that I'm not still in them. And it's just super strange. The things I dream about, they're not usually fantastic or absurd. They're very grounded, very, very real, and like I said, very, very vivid. Sometimes they involve friends and places we've never been, houses that I've never been to, occasionally exes, which is kind of weird, get to wake up sometimes and relive those breakups over again, so that's great. But I would say the strangest one, and the one that stuck with me most recently, was one I had a few weeks ago where I was at my girlfriend's house. A person I had never seen before. Quite strange. I know they say that you can't dream about people that you've never met, but I would bet that that's wrong. It also can't really be proven. But no, it was at her parents' house actually, and her family came in, and if I had a pencil, paper, and any sort of drawing skill, I could draw this house and these people perfectly. I remember them that well. It's that vivid. And that's really about all there was to it. We were at some sort of family event, and it was just so weird because, like I said, I'd never met this person before, but I knew that we were in a relationship, and I knew that this was her family, and it was some sort of event. But these things stick with me. This isn't the first dream of this kind. It's the first involving that specific person. But that's the one that really got me thinking, what are dreams? It's something I've, of course, thought about, but not too much, because I've always and still do assume that it's just your subconscious processing certain things throughout the day. The biggest issue is we have no known reason for why we dream. We don't know it. We don't understand it. It just kind of happens. And the imaginative part of me really comes out at these points, and I start to realize, what if they are alternate timelines, alternate realities? What if this is what my life could have been, and I made choices that put me where I am here and now, and then that gets me kind of sad because I'm not in the place I want to be, although I'm working towards it and I'm taking a step each day. And then I start to think, what choices could I have made different? And some of the dreams where I'm with people that I don't have around anymore, I seem to be less happy than I am now. I seem to really not have gotten over that depressive phase in my life, and it makes me start to think like, I believe I had to go through the things that I did, the hardships that I go through now and that I have gone through in the past, to be the best version of me, to finally kick it into high gear on Starless Go and the projects that I love working on. Maybe I had to go through those terrible things, and they're as much a part of me as anything else, and it makes me really more generous for the life I have now, because I've always assumed that if I had stayed in some past relationships, or in my hometown especially, then I may not have ever been like cripplingly depressed like I was at one time, but I don't believe I ever would have been happy either. And maybe that's what my dreams are all about, are trying to convince me that I am on the right path and that things are the way they're supposed to be, or maybe they're telling me that things can always be different, things can always change, things could have been a billion, countless different ways, and there's no way of knowing, but maybe those are just small glimpses of what I could have or could have. Who's to say? Who knows? Because no one knows, and it's crazy, and I'm upset that I'm exhausted almost every single morning because of these dreams, because I don't feel like I sleep as well when I have them, but I'm extremely thankful for them because they make me, from time to time, appreciate the things that sometimes I'm not sure about that I've done. They make me appreciate some of my choices a little bit more. They make me more hopeful for my future, and they definitely give me, on the case of the people that I've never met, they give me things to hope for, things that maybe I'll be able to obtain one day. And it's gonna be weird if I ever meet that person, because I'll have to explain all this. I won't really have a choice, I feel like, because I do honestly, more and more every day, feel like the universe is guiding me on a particular path. She is kind of rude and very confusing, and I don't understand it, but I think that if I just leave it all up to the universe, eventually things will be okay. I'm still going to try to course correct from time to time, though that doesn't really ever seem to work out. And I'm really kind of hoping this is kind of the train that all of these question videos take. I just derail on something, rant, and maybe you can voice your own opinion in the comments here, Facebook, wherever, and we can maybe have a conversation out in the open. With maybe you have vivid dreams that you don't quite understand. Maybe you don't dream at all. I know a few people that don't. And maybe you have a very strong opinion on what exactly you think a dream is, because I don't know. As with everything else in life, I'm extremely open-minded about it. I don't think there is a definitive answer, but I would still like your attempt at one. So just comment if you have vivid dreams, comment dreams that you've had that were particularly interesting. I still remember my very first nightmare. It was terrifying. Maybe I'll talk about it sometime, maybe I'll forget, and maybe I won't. Who knows? Who can say? I don't even know what I'm doing from week to week. I am going kayaking again tomorrow. Hopefully it's fun. Hopefully everyone comes out the other side okay. And I will talk to you after that. I'll talk to you next week, and maybe I'll tell you about it. Maybe it won't be that interesting and I won't, but what I've learned is there's always a story. There's always something great that's going to happen if you're willing to look for the good parts. No adventure is bad. Well, no adventure is entirely bad. There's always going to be bright sides. And thanks for watching and listening to me rant for a little bit, and I will talk to you next week.